All right, good afternoon once again to all of you. My name is Seeta from Seeta High School A-level campus. So me and my team here today we designed a sanitary towel dispenser. Yes, so let me allow the rest of my members to introduce themselves.
My name is Nanono Maimuna from Seeta High School campus in Form 5 Physical.
Yeah, my name is Angom Bridget. I am in Senior 5 Physical at Seeta A-level campus.
My name is Waswa Ian Lubega, a student at Seeta High School. I do physics, and I'm going to give you a preamble as to why necessarily we created this project, which we call the Pad Dispenser. One, we see that in society nowadays, there's a lot of things which stereotypes around the use of basically a pad. We see young girls, they feel this embarrassment of removing their pad in public spaces, for example, schools. They cannot easily remove their pad from their bags. They feel it as some discomfort. They feel it as some sort of shame, and this causes them to basically not access or have access to proper menstrual hygiene. So due to that, we as Seeta High School have decided to come up with some sort of dispenser which these individuals can use, for example, we can set it up in the girls' bathrooms as a practical solution, so as to prevent them from getting that sort of shame. That sort of shame which they basically feel from basically obtaining their sanitary pad and going to the toilet. So the solution we have brought up is that why take all that entire distance to pick a pad from your class and to go to the toilet? And the solution we are providing is that we rather put up a station such as our Pad Dispenser, whereby you can easily just come and you basically pick a pad. You want one pad, you get a pad. I think that's the most practical solution, and we shall basically ensure that all girls can have access to better and menstrual hygiene at the end of the day. So my fellow teammates are going to explain more about our various projects.
This project, also as my colleague has just said, it came from the problem we identified was access to the pads. Imagine someone in class, you're getting your bag out, you're trying to remove a pad and it falls. What will the reaction of your fellow classmates be? People will go bonkers, they'll shout, they'll yell, because they look at it as some sort of, I don't know. But first we came up with our dispenser that will be placed in toilets or sick bays or anywhere, so that girls can get to access the pads. So in our dispenser here, we created various sectors. One, there are rollers that will be sending the pads down. So we have the sector where pads are placed. So we have our buttons. You can decide either to sell the pads or to provide for free if at all you have a good heart. So if you have a good heart, we just placed a power button where someone will just press the power button and then they'll be able to access the pad, because these rollers, when someone pushes this button, these rollers will be moved, and when they are moved, there is a downer part here which will be sliding the pads down to an open sector, where we also designed in the bigger box that will be like an inclined plane that will be sending down the pad, and someone will be able to access it. Thank you.
Yeah, as you can all see, this is just a demonstration. It's not the actual finished product, but the finished product will actually work. But for now, I guess this is just a demonstration, but yeah, it does work, and it's there to help us solve this problem of stigmatization of girls. So remember, when a girl is not able to access a pad, they'll stay in the same pad they changed in the morning for the whole day, and we all know that's unhealthy. So to solve that, to keep our health up as we're in our menstrual period, we can put this in the bathrooms, in the washrooms, so they can easily access, and yeah, we live a healthy life even during our periods. Thank you.
Before we end this, I'd like to encourage all schools that are listening to this to implement this into their schools, because we know girls are actually missing out into this. They are mostly girls. They get stereotyped by the boys. They fear, or because their sanitary pads are in the sick bay, whereas this can be near the school reach. Let me say near the washroom, so they can easily have quick access to it. So this is our project. Yes, thank you.
So with the final product, it also comes with an incinerator, a portable incinerator, to improve on the hygiene. It will be placed around here next to the box, where, like one side of the box, where someone will be able to put the used pad in case they were using one, and yeah, we'll have proper disposal also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Seeta High Campus, right? This is a very beautiful innovation, but I just have two questions. When you were thinking about this innovation and coming up with it, what materials did you have in mind that this dispenser can be made out of so that you can have sustainable dispensers in all the washrooms, in all the schools? What material did you have in mind while doing this innovation?
We have plastic cardboards, or they can be wooden, because that material is it's environmental friendly. And then we thought of the rollers. The rollers can be wooden, yeah, and then metallic. And then we thought of having a soft lining, which can be like polythene or cloth, soft cloth. Yeah, that will be used in the making of this.
Just to add on, we have some rubber bands which act as a chain on pulling the pads to fall down. Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting, because I really think those are materials that are really accessible. It means we will not really have issues of accessibility to materials to make these. Then my second question, I think I'll come to the side. While doing this innovation and you're trying to advocate for it to be put in all schools, in the washrooms of girls, in your mind as a young person in school, how do you think and believe the financing of these dispensers will be created to ensure that they're in the washrooms of the girls? How do you think the financing will be done? Where will the money come from?
Okay, thank you. First of all, the materials we use for the dispenser, as you heard, there is wood or card box if it's going to be in a place with a shade, because the rain can easily affect box. Yeah, but in case you're using such materials like wood, card box, plastics, those materials are not that expensive, and yeah, it's affordable. Yeah, that's why we opted for such.
Now the question about the pads which are going to actually be dispensed out. Now, necessarily, there are very many good people in the world who have been setting up industries to produce pads, and I believe that they will be willing to basically finance schools in creating this sort of cause. So that means we expect these NGOs or some sort of governments or agencies which are basically looking at promoting menstrual hygiene. They will basically come up and basically provide us with pads. For example, today we have seen AfriPad, who's basically providing some sort of reusable pads to young girls. So that I think such groups or organizations can be of great assistance to us as we are going to go through this project in terms of this implementation.
Yeah, to add up on what he said, as they say, charity begins from home. So in the school itself, we have people who have extra pads. They can also provide some for their sisters. Yeah, that can be a good way of helping others, yeah.
Okay, so are we advocating that pads should be for free to all girls in schools? Are we advocating for that? Yes. So are we standing on the word that pads should be accessible to all girls in schools, and therefore menstruation or proper menstrual hygiene should not be a privilege, but rather it is a right? Yes, thank you so much, Seeta A Campus, for this beautiful innovation.